Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a review on the BH Cosmetics brushes. I have two kits here to show you guys. So the first kit I have here is called the Crystal Quartz 12-piece brush set with cosmetic case. And this is the box that it came in. And as it says here, you do get a case here. And this case is super cool. And then also has a nice zipper here, and all the brushes were inside when I got it. It just has the BH Cosmetics logo right here on like a little metal plaque thing. It's a pretty good size. I do feel it's a little bit tough to get the brushes in because it's a little bit stiff, but I guess the more I use it, the better it'll be. Because when I put this in here like this, it kind of like, goes like that. Kind of messes up the brushes on the zipper here, but all of them fit inside nicely. So the Crystal Quartz set is about $20 or so. I'll put the official amount right here, but last I checked it was on sale for 20%, and it said it was $20.80 USD. And when I bought these, they were on for like 70% off. And BH Cosmetics has a lot of different bundles and stuff, but I chose this one because it had a mix of face brushes and eye brushes that I really wanted and needed. So BH Cosmetics is pretty inexpensive. They're US based, I believe, but for what I have tried, they have pretty good quality for the price. It's not crap. Some products don't work as amazing as you would like them to, but they do have a very low cost point. So on the box here it says, enchant your beauty routine with our Crystal Quartz 12-piece brush set, a collection of top quality synthetic face and eye brushes that can be used with liquids, creams, and powders to create a rainbow of magical effects. So they're synthetic and not natural. So here are the face brushes right here. They have a pinky, chrome, ferrule, and then just a white handle here. It's very thick handle. I don't really like the thick handle. Then they have the BH Cosmetics logo and then just what number the brushes. And so the brushes go from this brown color here to a white. And this one is very soft. This is the deluxe powder brush. And it's very large, as you can see, and it's not too dense but not too loose. It's just nice enough to powder up your face as so. And just FYI, all these are going to be dirty because I have been using them. So here is the brush right here. And then these are what the handles look like. When I've washed them, I haven't experienced that much shedding at all. Maybe just a little bit, but not as much as some of my Morphe brushes. And I really like this one for powder. It works very nicely. So this here is a large round bronzing brush, and it's number 2. I haven't used this for bronzer yet, but I've been using it for blush for like if I want quite a bit of blush. I feel like it puts it on very nicely and not blotchy or anything at all. Blends it out very good. As you can see here, the brush is kind of made into this kind of flatter shape here, but it goes out and it's nice and round on top. There are quite a few bristles standing up here, but they aren't pulling out. I guess maybe they got loosened when I washed them, but I guess you could just trim those off. And this is pretty large for a bronzer brush. I feel like I like a smaller one, and it's pretty large for blush as well, but I just put it on pretty lightly. And again, this handle is pretty chunky when you're doing bronzer, so you can tell how fluffy it is. This here is the third brush. It's the rounded buffing brush. I use this for my foundation today. I feel like it puts it on very nicely. I feel like I use more foundation than I normally would. I don't know, at least today I feel like I used quite a bit of foundation to get my coverage. But it's a smaller head than the last one here. It's shorter bristles, and it's all nice and round, and it's a lot more denser than the other brushes I've shown you because it is a foundation brush. And when I first put it on, it is a little bit streaky, but as you move on or you tap into your skin like so, just small round circular motions, I've gotten to work out and it doesn't leave any streaks, and it's nice and blended and smooth. And this is one of the only foundation brushes that I actually like, because I have an e.l.f. one and that one leaves me very streaky. I feel like since it's so dense but not too dense, that it leaves a nice finish and it's not very streaky, because if the bristles are too loose, I feel like it gives me more of a streaky look. And again, it's very soft. So then finally we have number 4, the flat contour brush. Now this is too big for a contour because look how big that is. It's very wide and it is kind of a slimmer brush, but for my contour I would like it to be more like that and not so wide. So I've been using this for bronzer to like get it precise and not too blown out, but as well not too precise, like more of like a contour. See the differences here? This is much smaller and very dense, very skinny, and this one is much more loose and wider, and this one's not very dense at all, so it doesn't give you a stripe on your face. Like, it's going to be nice and blended out, so I feel like this is better for more of a bronzing look. So yeah, I don't recommend this if you want a cut, snatched contour. So next here I have are the eye brushes. So there's 4 face brushes and 8 eye brushes. And the first one here is number 5. This is the large blending brush, and it's very large. The normal one I use from Morphe, I can't remember the name of it, but I use it in almost every eye look. I use that one to put in my transition shade in the crease, just nice and blown out, and just put it everywhere. And it's a little bit smaller than this guy here. This guy is actually pretty large. So if you have larger eyes, this will work very well for you. It's very nice and loose, and they're very soft bristles again. I've had bristles that are like so hard on the eyes and scratchy, and these aren't at all. So this for a blown out crease look is very nice. So this is number 6. This is the tapered blending brush. And this, I've always wanted a brush like this. It's very long, but there's not very many bristles, and it comes to a nice precise point here, so you can do very detailed crease work and just blend things out. And it's very loose once again, so if you need to do some very detailed blending or anything like that, or deposit color in just one space and just blend it out, like, it's not going to pack on the color, but it'll blend it out very nicely. I really like it for that. Then we have the domed blending brush, and this I like to use on my outer corner to pack in color, because this one is a lot more dense. And it packs on color very well. So I like to put this on the outer corner of my eye or a little bit into the crease, depending how much you've dipped into your product. It is, I would say, medium length of bristles, and it goes to a little bit of a point here. So then you can get that action into the crease. I feel like it works very well, blends very nicely. I don't think I have any negatives on this guy. So we have number 8. This is the buffing blender brush. So this is more of like a paddle brush, but it comes up and then it comes a little bit more loose. But it is still pretty dense. It's longer than like a packing brush, as you can tell. But I think it's trying to be like the MAC 227 or the Morphe, I can't remember what it's called, but I put the name here. That is one of my go-to brushes for doing crease work. But I think it's trying to be like that, but it's not quite there. It's not quite loose, like it's a little bit too dense to be all up in the crease. But it does work, but it's just not loose enough to blend things as much as I want them to. But I do like it for a little bit more of like if I use some of my other brushes to blend things out, then I do this guy and then blend that a little bit more. Like, this is later, a little bit later in the eye look. So you can see there, it's just a little bit tapered. So this is number 9. This is the eye shader brush. I think they wanted this to be like an eyeshadow packing brush to pack on like your shimmers and metallics onto your lid, but it's just too loose. So now that's kind of the opposite of the last one I just talked about. It's a little bit too loose and not quite dense enough. It's too thick for me to pack this on and with any eyeshadows. I haven't used this like with dipping in with metallics and then spraying with brush with Fix Plus, but the size is pretty much right. I would like a little bit of smaller because my eyelid space is definitely not big enough for this brush here. But I have been using this for more of like an outer crease situation, like packing on lots more colors in there and then blending it out with another brush. So I try to put on metallics and then the glitter just kind of goes everywhere and it doesn't apply it very well at all. So this one's kind of a dud for me. So as you can see, it's just a little bit too big and a little bit too thick to be an eyeshadow packing brush. Now we have number 10. This is the pencil brush. Now this, I really like this. This guy, I feel like it's almost a dupe for the E36 by Morphe. It's like that Holy Grail bullet pencil brush. This is really nice. It's perfect. I feel like it's a perfect length of bristles, goes to a little bit of a point here, and it's very soft, like super soft for your under eyes to not like scratch them up or anything, because I've had ones before that like really scratch up your under eyes. but this blends out very nicely. I would say it's like the same kind of shape and everything for the Morphe one. So this is number 11. It says that it's a flat concealer brush. I'm just realizing now that I never used it for concealer. I can't imagine using this for concealer. Like, it is very, very dense, and it's kind of a little bit pokey, but I've been using this for putting down some black shadow like right along my lash line, my lower lash line, and then I'll blend it out with the pencil brush. And it works really well for that. It's a little bit pokey under there. It kind of hurts a little bit. Like if you go like this, on my hand it feels nice and soft, but I feel like on my eye it's a little bit pokey. I don't know if I would ever use this for concealer. I feel like it needs to be a little bit bigger than this for concealer, but this for like lining your top lash line with shadow, or if you do gel, I feel like it would work really well because it's very thin and it's very dense, and I feel like it works super well for shadows and probably not for concealer. But and finally we have the angled brow brush. I've used this for my brows and with my Anyway, I've used this with my brow pomade and it works super good. I've been just using like the little brush that comes with the Benefit pomade to fill in my eyebrows, and this works so much better. Like, it's not very sharp of an angle, but it's very thin and it's dense. Like, it's very dense and it goes on super nicely, and I feel like I can get like a sharper brow with this than I ever did before. So you can see there, it's very thin and it's not too big, not too small, and it's very dense. I really like this brush. It has definitely changed my eyebrows. So yeah, these are all the brushes in the kit. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I really recommend these brushes. But they have a lot more other kits, because if you want more face brushes, they have that, or you want more eye brushes. So I give this a thumbs up, and the cost is right and the quality matches with it. So here's the other brush set that I wanted to share with you guys. So if that's way too many brushes for you and you just want some face ones, these ones are really good. So I picked these ones up. These were in a bundle called Right Here, and they cost this much because I can't remember. And also I want to mention that these are cruelty free. And these are also synthetic brush hairs, I'm pretty sure. Now, these are really nice quality. I feel like these might be better quality than the Crystal Quartz set. These have a soft touch handle, and they're more of a tapered handle, as you can see. And they have the BH Studio Pro logo on it, and also a number. So these came all in their individual boxes, with the sleeves and everything else, like all brushes do. And I guess they were just like, you can get these as a kit, but they're not like a kit like the other brush set. So it's like this contour bronzing set, I believe. So you get 14, 15, and number 19 out of the Studio Pro line. And I feel like it was a better deal than buying them individually. So this is brush number 14. It's a small setting brush. I don't use this for setting. Maybe you could use it here if you wanted to. This I like to put on my contour and then blend it out a little bit, since it's so precise, or you could just contour with this alone. It's so precise and it just goes right into the hollows of your cheeks here. It's nice and round, and it's a dome brush. It's multicolor bristles and it's white on top. It fades to white. And there's really no shedding, and it's super soft. Very high quality. It's more high quality than the other set I showed you, and it was probably a little bit more expensive, but I feel like it's worth it. So this is number 15, and it said it is the blush brush, which you could use it for blush because it goes to a tapered point here, and you could really apply your blush really nicely. But I feel like this works well for bronzer, since the bristles are tapered. You go right into your cheek here, and then you can just blend everything out without it being too large. Like this guy here, like this one is almost too large, and this one is much more of a smaller brush, kind of a paddle shape, but it's very nice and tapered and soft. And so for bronzing, it just works really well, just to keep it in one place and not end up like with a helmet. So I really like this guy, and also there's no shedding on these ones I found, and they're just really nice quality. And finally, brush number 19, the small contour brush. This is the one I was comparing to earlier with the other one. Now this is like a true contour brush. So like if you really want like a stamped in contour. So this one is much smaller than the other guy here. It's a great size to go right along here, but it's also not too thin. Like you don't want a razor thin contour. I feel like it's the right thickness as well, and so it's very dense, so they don't move too much when you're putting on your contour. Like it just goes right in here. You can also go along the nose here depending how precise you want your contour to be, or you could take your powder and then bake along your eyeshadow to get that very cat eye effect. But this is the only one in this set that I actually use what it's for, like for contouring, because these guys said it's for setting and blush. Because if you were just going to contour and then you just set with powder, you don't want to stripe. You need to blend it out with either this guy here or this guy. So then you put on your contour like so, and then you blend it out with this smaller one so you keep your contour precise, and then you do a little bit of bronzing just to warm up your face after when you contour. This is a perfect set and I love this. It's like almost a starter set for contouring and bronzing, and they're really great quality, inexpensive, and I just gave it 2 thumbs up. So yeah, that's my review on the Crystal Quartz 12-piece brush set. So these sets will be linked below as well. If you'd like to see any more of my other reviews, they'll be in the end card. And if you wish to subscribe, you know it's just right down there. Hit that button and give me a thumbs up. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!